This programme is brought to you by UCKG.
Coming up in tonight's show, are you tired of your dead-end job? Do you find yourself living for the weekend and dreading Monday morning? And do you want to quit, but you're too scared to take the leap? Well, tonight's guest hit rock bottom after being made redundant and found herself lost and depressed. But miraculously, she managed to use her job loss to her advantage, and once she added God to the equation, she found true happiness. Stay tuned for the full story.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's finances. I've got here in my hand this dry branch. And you who are watching me now may wonder, Douglas, what does that mean? Why are you holding a branch? A dry branch. Yeah, well, as you can see, is there any beauty here? Is there anything attractive? Not really. Well, likewise are the lives of many people, unfortunately. And please, don't get me wrong, we don't mean to offend, but we mean to open people's eyes. Just like when we look at this branch here and we can see nothing. I mean, it cannot bear any fruits. The life of many people is stuck in a rut. They stopped bearing fruits. They were once happy. Yes, they were doing very well. But then there was a period in their lives where things got shattered and they stopped developing. And now they see themselves moving backward and not forward. Is that normal? Does it relate to you? Your career? Perhaps you were someone who always dreamed of working to get a six-job figure, but now you see yourself unemployed. You are talented. You have skills. You know, you have confidence, but for some reason you feel that you're tired. You can't move forward. Your health has been deteriorating. You've been off work because of your health. You've got dreams, you've got plans, you've got the drive to succeed, but your health doesn't let you go forward. Give us a call now. We want to help you. Actually, this program is addressed to people who are suffering. If you are not suffering, if you are watching me now and you say, oh, what this guy is saying is blah, 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 no problem. Maybe the show does not relate to you. But you who are watching me now and you are suffering, you got no other option. You got nowhere to turn to. All your hopes, all your friends let you down big time. We are here for you. Our number is 02076866300. We want to help you. We want to show you that your life can become a fruitful tree. Your life can be a life of realizations. We're going to watch now a testimony of someone whose life was like that, but now the life of this person has become very fruitful. Watch now.
Before I came to God, my life was like a complete mess. I was looking for something in the parties. I was looking to belong, and I used to go with my friends, and with that same group of friends we would then go out and we would terrorize people, we'll beat people up for literally no reason. Because I grew up quite aggressively, so I would also have my own fights where I wouldn't even want my friends to get involved. It was usually with girls to do with guys, and especially when I felt like they were disrespecting me, then it would become a really big thing. I even put a girl in hospital once, and that was like the worst moment because they barged into my house looking for me, and my family were just really scared. I also used to steal. I used to steal quite a lot, and I would steal and I would sell everything for half price. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night at all. I would then have to go to school and sleep at school to compensate for the sleep I haven't had. Only when the sun came up, then I might be able to get a few hours in, but that was me every single night. I was always scared. And when I could, I would watch pornography until I could go to bed. And if I couldn't, then I would just do it during the day. And I did that for like 7 years. And it just changed the way I saw people. And that was my life before I came to God. My life has changed a lot. I don't watch pornography anymore. That was one of the hardest things to stop doing, but it was one of the first things I did stop. I don't fight anymore. I don't go to parties. I don't look for happiness in places where I know I'm not going to find it. My family's changed. We've come together. A lot of things have changed. Even my finances has changed as well. I managed to buy a car that I really love, and something it's always been the car I wanted as my first car. I also got a really good job, and there's progression for my career, and they're offering to pay for my studies as well, so everything's going really well.
Welcome back to Finances. Do you want our help? You can call us. The number is 020-7686-6300. We can help you because we've been helped. Pastor Neil, good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I say that we can help because we've been helped. People helped us.
Yes.
I know what suffering is like, Pastor Neil. I'm a former drug addict.
Yes.
I OD'd 4 times. I know what depression is like. I know what being brought up by a single parent is like. I know what hell is like. But I also know what joy, happiness, a strong and solid marriage is like.
Exactly. And you know, Pastor Douglas, there are many people, they are afraid because they might lose one job, they might lose 2 jobs, and they are stressed out. As you said that you were depressed. And maybe you are watching now and you are low down, you are down there. You are deep down to the rock, to the bottom, because maybe you lost 5 jobs already. You are going to see that there is someone that lost and today is happy. As you said, Pastor Douglas, you were depressed, you were full of problems. It's like a store of problems, but today you are happy. And this testimony that you will watch soon, that person used to be the same, but today the person is happy. And you see, Pastor Douglas, there are many, as you were saying in the beginning, that maybe the person is watching and said, but this is not for me. This word is not for me. And maybe you are watching now and you lost your job, you are stressed out, you cannot sleep because of this problem, you cannot pay your bills because of this problem, and maybe you are saying, this is not for me, it's for you. What's the name of the program? Finding Answers.
That's it, well put. Let's watch the testimony now.
After I left school, I always knew that I wanted to go to university to get my degree. But it seemed like everything that I was doing to try and complete my degree, it seemed like everything was going wrong. My life felt like it was upside down. There were so many problems coming from left, right and center. I had a child to take care of. Then when all the problems of taking care of my son, being a single parent came along, it seemed impossible for me to achieve that dream that I always wanted. After I found my faith in God, then I started to put everything that I had learned into practice. And once I had done that, then I was able to use all those tools for me to achieve my dream that seemed so impossible for me to achieve. Now I'm a graduate and reaching for my dreams.
Once again, one more story of a person whose life was really bad, but through the power of faith, this person now has found peace and happiness. And this is what the Finances show is all about. And in case you have missed one of our previous episodes, you can watch us on YouTube. If you go to YouTube to the search bar and type Finances, you can subscribe to our channel and watch there the previous episodes of Finances. You may also find us on Instagram and Facebook. We will go to a break now, but after the break, we are going to sit down with our live guest and she's going to tell us how her life changed. Stay tuned.
I was depressed for many years, but not anymore. And now it's my turn to help you lead a happier and healthier life.
Watch The Chrissy B Show on MyTV.
Melting polar ice caps, droughts, and rising sea levels. Climate change brings global disasters, and human activities are part of the problem. But people around the world are looking for ways to address the threat.
Watch Global 3000 on MyTV. The Day provides current news and affairs background analysis.
A growing number of migrants crossed the Serbian-Hungarian border.
There is no doubt about it.
Understand top stories, get professional expertise, statistics and video footage that will give a full insight into the world's most recent issues. Get information in its most complete form. Watch The Day on MyTV. Meet the amazing SUV Jaguar, the stylish Fiat, a vintage VW, a sporty Honda, and the Green Smart ED. Drive it, test it, know it. We have cars for any taste. Explore vehicles and their features with our weekly show. Watch Drive It on MyTV.
Pushing me for the rest of the week, so it's like a boost.
Things were really tight.
Today, the way I see myself is completely different.
Welcome back to our program, Finding Answers. The question is, what is the answer that you are looking for? As we are talking about, our theme tonight is, can lose my job, your job, makes you happy? We have here in our studio, Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You know, Michelle, there are many people, because of losing the job, they are depressed. Some people, they even go to the point to commit suicide because they lost the job. Some people, they lost the relationship. Some people, the family tore apart because they lose a job. And the question has been asking, can a person be happy losing the job? So I don't know how it is for you. You are going to let us know now. I know that you said you had lost a job.
Yes, that's exactly what happened to me.
But I want to know, before it reached to the point of losing the job, how was it for you?
I'd say I'd been working in that job for a few years. Mm-hmm. Parts of it were good because I received a promotion there, of more responsibilities. It was a fairly nice company. However, obviously occasionally I did still get stressed and I didn't have a plan for my future. So I would still deal with stress in ways like going out, drinking, smoking, with friends at the weekend. So I'd say I didn't have a plan for my future and I wasn't as happy as I could be. Mm-hmm. I was spending obviously a lot of time working hard, and I could see that obviously things weren't as I really would like them to be. But I was working hard, and obviously depending on the job, obviously in terms of obviously good the financial side of it, so that was good.
So you, as you said, you were faithful. You used to give your best.
Yeah.
But as you said, even though you were working, but you were stressed.
Yeah.
You were stressed out. Did you have sleepless nights? Did you reach to that point where you had sleepless night?
Yeah, actually, I used to go to the gym quite often. I find that I would after coming back from work, maybe 7 o'clock, I would then want to go to the gym for 3 hours, just to either relieve stress or to find some kind of peace. It was really hard to find that kind of balance. And like I said, the way I was, even though I was going to the gym trying to be healthy, the way I used to think was very negative, because if I was stressed out at work, I'd still want to go out and drink and smoke. So
how long you were working in that place? How long?
I say I was working there from 2006 to 2009, the end of 2009, so almost 4 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then by working and working, where did things start to go bad? Start to go bad for you?
Yeah. It was a time of just coming up to the end of 2009 and 2010. It was kind of announced in the country there'd be like what they call a credit crunch. So a lot of companies decided to lay off, sack or let go of staff members, which is exactly what happened to me. So we were told, obviously, to be prepared that one of us would obviously have to go, 1 or 2 or 3 of us, and it did, and that included me. So obviously you can imagine how I felt. I felt like, oh, I've worked hard for nothing. You know, I've been working at this company and there's nothing else that they can really offer me. I've put my lot of strength into this, and obviously, what am I going to do now? So I remember very well the minute I was told that inside a company meeting on the evening. It was a Friday, I think, it must have been Friday evening. And I remember I slumped. I was sitting, I had to sit down. I actually sat down and I slumped, physically slumped. So I could see the effect that it kind of had on me, even though I wasn't, like I said, I used to think very negatively, so I wasn't prepared to deal with it in a good way. So I remember that night I went out with a friend. I ended up going to a nightclub in Leicester Square and just wanted to drink, really, just to kind of block it out. I think that's the first thing you want to do.
So it's like you were saying that it's not real.
Yeah.
So you were trying to use something to put it aside.
Definitely.
But when you really come to realization that yes, it is real.
Yeah.
How bad did it affect you?
Negative thinking. I'd say I used to panic. It made me want to drink and smoke on my own more, and it increased my fear because it was obviously a very competitive market, looking for work. But inside of me, I just felt fear. I didn't want to face what I had to face. I wasn't sure of my future. So it created, I became quite depressed and not myself, not as active as I was, and not as forward, not really thinking about anything in the future. So for my family, it was quite stressful to see me like that. And obviously the financial, because obviously everyone encourages you around you to say, don't worry, just pick up and move on. But the way you feel after you've been in a certain company for a while, you've been doing something for a certain amount of time, you feel that you're very experienced doing that. So you think, well, what else am I good at? What else can I do? So it kind of, you feel very helpless. I felt very lost, very confused. So I would continue, I would meet up with friends or family members, and I'd still, want to just, times where I just wanted to hide away and just still wanted to either drink or smoke or deal with it in a bad way.
After that day, you got the news that it's over.
Yeah.
And you went out one night to drink, but you went out 1 night, 2 nights?
Yeah, it was a continuous, because obviously I knew I had to do something about it. But like I said, I wasn't prepared. I just felt very negative about it. And I had to look into other options. But to be honest, I was concerned. I was really worried about myself. I was really worried about my family. So it was hard for me to be positive at that time, to do anything, to really think about, what something helpful I could do for myself. So it just led to me, sometimes in the morning I couldn't even get out of bed. That's how it affected my health. I just felt my whole body felt very hard to even move around. It was very strange, but I suppose it was a psychological effect as well. And it made me feel very, down about things.
My dear viewers, you see, maybe her past life, these I said every week, maybe her past life is your present life. And maybe you're at the point that you said, I don't know what to do anymore. As she said, when she got the news, it brought her down. But did she stay down? No, this part is coming. You are going to see, after she found faith, you're going to see what happens, because sometimes you will find yourself losing a job or losing something, but that doesn't mean you must give up. Maybe right now, as in her case, when she lost the job, what she was doing, she was spending. So she was spending what she works for, as she said. She was faithful in the job. And maybe that's what broke you down. You have been faithful in that job, and now you lost it. And maybe you tell yourself, I will not go back anymore to look no more job. But will you accept to be defeated? I don't think so. So you have to understand that everything that you want, you can get it. So Michelle, you said that you were just, after that you were just going.
Yeah.
Was just going.
I even decided to invest in a course with the money, redundancy money that I received.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, because of the credit crunch at that time, the company that I paid for a computer course or the course I wanted to study, they actually went bust. So I lost my redundancy money through that as well. So I didn't make a wise investment because I did it in a rush and I didn't really research into that company. But I was kind of desperate, not sure what to do. So I invested my redundancy money, which was a couple of thousand, into that course. And that company just swallowed up my money. It was gone.
So it's like someone stabbed you. Yeah. Understand? You went down.
Definitely.
But they are going to understand how you overcame. Look at me. Do you need help? Take the phone now. Call. Our number is 020-7686-62300. Call, because crying will not solve the problem. Killing yourself will not solve the problem. As she was doing, she was drinking. Drinking here and there will not solve the problem. Do you need help? Call now. We are going to help you. After the break, she's going to continue talking how she overcame. We are going to be right back.
Time is an illusion. There is only the now.
So now's a good time?
Oh.
She with you?
I thought she was with you.
If it's in the cinema, it's in on screen. On screen on MyTV. Get all the recent news updates with France 24. Watch France 24 on MyTV. Football, football and football. More football than ever. Championships and Bundesliga legends are closer than you think with Kickoff. Watch Kickoff on MyTV. Latest digital inventions, cyber concerns and much more uncovered in Shift. Everything you need to know about the modern digital world. Watch Shift on MyTV.
once again, is the question, can losing my job makes me happy? We have in our studio, Michelle, and she has been talking about how after losing her job, she suffered. But she's going to continue telling you how she went to her lowest point, but by finding faith, she overcame. So, Michelle, I want you to tell the viewers the lowest point, the deepest suffering you went after losing your job.
So definitely my suffering was really mental, because I believe I was getting depressed and very angry and stressed and not being able to cope. So for me, that was my lowest point, where I was arguing with people around me, so those that are close around me, instead of, you know, how are you, how was your day? It was more of just, I felt like I was being, even though I wasn't, I felt like I was being attacked. So I started to feel very nervous, very upset with my situation, angry. And yeah, so it was more arguing with people around me and not being sure of how to deal with it. One of the lowest situations I came to for me, because obviously, as I said, I was going out drinking, and I ended up in a drinking place. And obviously I was very vulnerable, because you're not, obviously, as a, you know, you're a young person, at the time I was quite young, and I was out there by myself, and I was approached by some other party goers who were drinking as well. Some of them were men, and it got to the situation where the person I was with, we had to actually run away from those men, because we were just staying drinking and talking, and I didn't know the area that I was in very well, and I didn't tell anyone where I was. I was just literally, that's how I was behaving, just going out erratically by myself, or with my friend, and I ended up running around in the street, running away from that group of those people. So that situation for me could have ended up very bad, because I didn't know the area very well. They knew I didn't know the area very well. I could have easily been attacked or assaulted, and that would have obviously been a worse case to my situation. That would have made it even worse, having to contact the police, etc.
How long you were unemployed?
From 2009, I lost my job, and then I started studying about I'd say between the space of 5 to 6 months or something like that. So just coming up to a year, I was in that situation before I decided to do something else, which was studying. Yeah.
So through this time, you were depressed.
Yeah.
You were stressed out.
Yeah.
How did you manage?
I remember, there was times. I remember one time I was drinking, you know, obviously in my house, and I remember having to crawl up the stairs, crawl to the bathroom to be sick. So I didn't feel well at all. You know, I felt very, just really down, and I didn't know how to cope. And I obviously couldn't cope.
And how did you found the place of faith?
The good news is that I was invited. That was by family members, and I heard, obviously that person just said to me it's a place where obviously you can talk to somebody, you know, you can get some kind of help. So, and when I came into the place of faith, immediately I just felt kind of peace. Obviously there were people around me, and I just immediately knew that I would be understood. So I didn't, you know, it was a place for me to, obviously there was no drinking or smoking involved. It was a different environment. And as I started to use my faith and listen to the message I was receiving, obviously I was referring to the Bible. After getting those messages, it was all coming from the Bible.
Normally when we arrive in the place of faith, we always receive a word. There's always a word that's caught our attention. And if years pass, we still remember that word.
Yes.
Sometimes it's just a short sentence.
Yes.
What was it for you?
I remember I was one of the people there that were advising me, we mentioned, as I was talking to them, we mentioned smoking, and they said to me, "Did you know you're actually kissing death, you know, through smoking the cigarettes?" And at the time, you know, it really did click at that point, and I realised obviously it's true, because obviously smoking or drink can lead to a downward spiral. It's not good for your health, and it's a temporary, it's not even a solution, but for some people it's a temporary solution, a temporary high, but it can never obviously help you solve anything.
And in the place of faith, which word that pushes you, apart from that, which other word that really pushes you?
To never give up.
Never give up.
Never give up. That's the message, because using your faith, it's about making things happen, which is what I was able to do. You know, I met some really friendly people. Some people had been in similar situations or were obviously fighting their own battles. And I got some good advice, which helped me to move forward. Yeah.
And then continue using your faith. Then what started to happen?
Yeah, I actually found out about a course that I could do at university, because although I've been working since I was young, I never actually went on to a university course. So for me, that seemed very far off. It seemed something almost unachievable, or very, you know, because I hadn't been in education for such a long time. But as I said, with receiving those important messages that I was getting of, you know, what are you actually good at? What can you actually do? What else could you possibly achieve, you know, apart from obviously working, you know, getting a job? And that's when I was recommended by somebody who's in the place of faith, and they mentioned to me a course that's been done by a local university, and I decided to go for it. And it was just completely different from the way I was thinking before. So I could already see that my thinking was changing. I was already thinking about my future. And, you know, even when I was working in that, working in my old company, there were people there with university degrees. And I always thought to myself, well, that will never be me. I'll never be that kind of educated. Although education is important, it's not everything. A lot of people achieve things without education. For me, it was something probably at that time that it supported me, because I felt, you know, it was something I could add to my CV. It was something I could say. And as, you know, it was kind of credit crunch, not that it was harder to get a job at the time. So I embarked on that course, and I graduated in 2014 with a business management degree.
Wow.
I achieved a 2-1. So I was very, very pleased with that. And during that process of learning, obviously you have to pick up good habits. Obviously I stopped drinking, smoking, all kind of bad habits, and it taught me to focus and just work hard again, but this time work hard for my future. And so I really felt like I was really getting some good lessons in the place of faith and putting them into practice, and it was really working.
So the past Michelle was depressed, sad, drinking, running from one place to the other. Who is the new Michelle today?
I could say I'm a lot more focused and confident, and through the message...
You are working now?
Yeah. Yes, I was working... I'm in between, because I changed my work placement. So I've been... Since, obviously, graduating, I got a sales and marketing experience. So I started at a marketing company for 2 years, and I achieved at that marketing company the 3rd highest sales in the country, in the UK, for one of the clients' campaign, and they were quite a big client. And for me, it was a sign that I've definitely progressed. Whatever I learned, the kind of investment I put into learning a new skill, trying to better myself or increase my knowledge or education, it really worked, because the client sent an email to my manager, the managing director at the time, saying, please can you send Michelle in, we'd like to thank her. And it was a really nice day, because I just felt like I achieved something, and they gave me a certificate. So for me, it was just a sign that I could progress, and I was far from where I was before, so I could clearly see the change. And now what I'm doing is I'm going to use that experience to find something which is more suitable, even more suitable for me. So I've definitely got a lot more skills than I had before. I've been doing sales and marketing, which I've never really had the confidence before to actually go into, or even think that I would be any good at. And as well as obviously everything I've learnt from education showed me that I can be, I can achieve even more than I thought I could.
Are you happy today?
So, I am, because I'm happy that I didn't give up, and it's really been a positive experience for me. for the fact that I could have, got myself into a lot of trouble and really, affected those around me. So the fact now I'm thinking more positively because of the messages of faith, and I want to continue using my faith and to achieve much more in my future career, and I believe that.
And this person now that is watching, that maybe this person had lost their job, and maybe is drinking as you used to drink, maybe is depressed as you used to be depressed. What would you tell to this person now? What would you say to this person? This one that is at the point of giving up, just throwing the towel, as they said, and forget about everything.
Yeah.
What would you say to this person?
I'd say there is an opportunity, there is hope, and there's nothing that they can't do. There's nothing that they can't achieve. And although the situation is obviously very dark and it's very lonely, there is a way, obviously, that they can, let go of things.
Which
from
way
the past.
did you found?
Through the place of faith.
You found the place of faith.
Yes.
So the place of faith worked for you.
It did, yes.
So it took you from the dark world and bring you now to the reality.
Yes.
Are you happy?
Yes.
You're very happy?
I'm very happy.
Do you want to go
Yes.
back to that past Michelle?
No.
Don't want to
No.
go back? Don't
No.
want that Michelle at all?
I want to keep growing in a positive
And growing.
way. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Because what you pass through is very important. You come tonight to share with us, because there are many that they think that I'm in this situation and there's no way, but there's a way. When the person finds faith, faith will bring the results for this one. We are going now for a break. We are going to come back. We are going to make a prayer to pray to strengthen you, and you can be sure you are going to overcome.
The matters of the heart are the most bothersome.
We like to explore in details what people have been through, what couples have been through, so that we can highlight some points.
Learn to love intelligently. Watch Love Talk on MyTV. Meet the amazing SUV Jaguar, the stylish Fiat, a vintage VW, a sporty Honda, and the green smart ED. Drive it, test it, know it. We have cars for any taste. Explore vehicles and their features with our weekly show. Watch Drive It on MyTV.
Do the maths. Changing your life is not as simple as changing your hairstyle, your shirt, or rearranging the furniture in your living room. You're talking about years of deep-rooted habits, behaviours and problems that are not going to change overnight. Many may say, think positively, but the trouble with that is that you can't do or change anything with just thoughts. But add action into the equation and the outcome can be different. Let's do the maths. Positive thinking plus action equals a change. Whatever it is, if the change is significant, if it's worthwhile, then it will have to take time, effort and homework from you.
Watch The Chrissy B Show on MyTV.
Welcome back, and you just heard this amazing story of this lady who went from losing her job and feeling so hopeless about it to now becoming a very successful person indeed. And this is what faith does. Faith, it's important to make it clear to the viewer,
yes,
Pastor Neil, that We are not promoting religion here.
Yes.
We are helping people. We are helping. As the lady put it here, there is nothing this viewer cannot achieve. You can achieve anything you like. You who are housebound, you are unable to find work due to your bad health condition, this situation can turn around. You whose family is falling apart, you had enough of family feuds, there is so much argument going on in your house, you don't have to go through this. Help is at hand. Faith can change. Faith gives you wisdom, gives you guidance. It's not a magic. We are not here promoting a magic or a trick. No, it's reality.
Yeah.
People can live a life of their dreams.
And sometimes, Pastor Douglas, you see, sometimes because of losing a job cause a big argument in the house. And sometimes because of that, one doesn't speak to the other one. That one becomes depressed, feel like killing themselves. And as you were saying in the first part, when you look at this, you see nothing. And maybe you said that when you look at yourself, no one believes in you. No one believes that you can overcome, that you can be successful as Michelle. But you can. What you have to do, embrace the faith. And you can be sure you are going to overcome.
Yeah, when we look at this branch here, this dry branch, I mean, what is it that we can see here?
There's nothing.
There is no attraction here, no beauty, no fruits, nothing really. And many people feel this way.
Yeah.
Perhaps not outwardly, because you know that a lot of people are very good with keeping up appearances.
Yeah.
On the outside, they look very good indeed. You can't really tell that they're going through a lot of problems inside. But if you want our help, we are here for you. You will watch this testimony now, and after the testimony, please prepare your heart, because we are going to pray for you.
Hi, and I'm here with Declan today to speak about his story. He will share with us what happened with him when addiction had hit his life. Well, Declan, good day to you.
Good day.
Tell me, which kind of addiction you had?
I was addicted to a few things, like pornography, but my main one was marijuana.
Marijuana?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, first is because I was living a life of crime, and I was facing a period where I got caught for offence that I was done, and I was facing up to 14 years in prison. Now, I was at 18 at the time, so at 18 years old, I was facing 14 years.
So you were caught when you were 18?
18.
And you would face 14 years?
In total, yes.
And that's the reason why you wanted to go for that, or?
Not just that, but I also was expecting a child. So it was a lot of pressure on my shoulders as a young person. So the only place where I thought I could find peace was during my time smoking.
How often you used to smoke?
First it started socially, I'll just smoke with friends. But I gradually started to smoke every single day.
Every day?
Every day.
The urge, the thought used to come to your mind, you used to bend for that?
Yes.
But life of crime, you said?
Yeah.
What you used to do to support this addiction you had?
Well, at the time I was working, so whenever I was earning money, I'd buy weed with some of the money as well.
Was all the money going for that?
Not all the money, but majority.
Majority of the money, because you know, majority of the addicts, they say like this, that no, life is not only for the addiction, but at the end of the day, majority of the money is going for the addiction. Was that your case?
Yeah, it was my case, because even though I had a child, I wasn't giving enough to him, but I was spending more with hanging out with friends, smoking.
Declan, some people say that marijuana is a kind of medicine, it's okay. What did you lose for this addiction?
Well, I started to lose my identity. In fact, I even lost I can say my family, my son, because I found so much pleasure in smoking that I pushed everyone aside, apart from my people that I was smoking with, just to smoke. That was my peace.
So among the friends, the so-called friends,
yeah,
if there was marijuana among them, that was okay. That was a kind of family for you.
Yes.
And house was now left aside.
Yes.
And in the house?
In the house, it wasn't too bad, because most of my family members, they smoked. But it was just everything in my immediate family, in the sense of me having my child, I just disowned him.
Can you describe a worst moment?
A worst moment, I believe, while smoking, I became so arrogant. I already had a temper issue, but I just wouldn't take anything from anybody. I remember having a physical fight with my dad, to the extent where I actually hit him, and I just remember him on the floor, knocked out.
You lost respect for your dad, because this is the ultimate action of somebody that doesn't respect anymore family, isn't it? So marijuana used to give all respect to.
Yeah.
Friends with that, you also respect them. Because you know that among the criminals and all, there is this code of conduct. You know the danger of losing respect there. But in the house, you cross the limits.
Cross the limits.
Could you see the consequences of that?
I could, is because it got to a time, if I didn't have any weed on me, I would be searching the belongings of family members, I'll be searching the couches, I'll be searching any small little cracks, just to find small residues of marijuana so I could smoke it. So it got to a point where I was really severely addicted to it. It's like I couldn't live without the marijuana.
Well, what I mean is this, could you see how it was affecting you when you hit your dad, when you were stealing right inside of the house? Could you see it?
No, you couldn't see it. You can think of the consequences after what has happened, but we didn't really care.
So that constant urge for the use of the element, constant desire for this, using every day, losing respect for everyone that was close to you. How did you manage to beat it up?
Well, I was invited to a place by my friend's girlfriend and his mum, and the methods that I was learned, it was very intelligent, so I decided to take it on board. I started to hear of other cases where people was helped.
So you came to the bottom of the pit, because for an addict to accept this kind of help and desire to be clean, he really realized already that, come on, I lost a lot. Did you hit the bottom?
One thing I realized is that I had to identify why I was smoking. I realized that I was smoking to run away from the stress of everything that was my life. And when I was smoking, I tried to hide through the highness, but when I was not high, the stress was still there. So it was like, what I'm trying to hide from is actually not going anywhere. I realized that I had to face my problems head on, and I know that smoking wasn't helping me face my problems.
Talking about this method that you learned, this discipline that you applied to come out of this situation, did it help?
It helped a lot, and especially helped me to build up a will inside of me, a desire inside of me to say no. You know, I built so much self-belief that I could know that I could say no, and I can exactly stick behind what I said.
If we make a comparison here of Declan today and the Declan before, what changed?
A lot changed. My mindset changed. My character, I was someone that had the mindset of, well, even when I would wake up, I had to get high. I had to smoke throughout the day. My mind was on getting high. Now, my mind is not upon getting high. I don't need, even I get stressed now, I don't need to be high to face my problems. I can face my problems knowing that there's an end result. Even myself, my character, like I said, I'm more happy. Before I was very arrogant. I even had temper issues. Now I'm calm. I know exactly what I want in life. Before I didn't really know exactly what I wanted, but now I know what I want and I'm going after that.
But do you still have the urge for the use of the element?
No urge whatsoever.
The desire, the thoughts, what is it?
It's gone. Even though I have people smoking around me, I've passed many smokers because it's on the streets. I have the desire inside of me is, I had to step behind them because I can't take it no more.
You feel what, disgusted by that?
I feel sick.
You feel sick?
I feel sick.
With what was hooking you before?
Yeah.
Now you feel sick?
Yeah.
Wow. Can you say that there is a solution for addiction?
I can say that there is a solution because I've seen the solution. And I am the solution because of what I've been through.
Thank you, Declan. If you want to know more about this method, give us a call, 020-7686-6300, and you'll find out more. Let's go back to the studio.
Prepare now for the moment of prayer. If you would like us to make a prayer concerning your family and loved ones, send your name and prayer request to help@findinganswers.tv.
My Father, there are many people with their lives without form. It's empty. Many right now is sad. Many, they don't believe in themselves anymore because everything they try, it fails. Every job they lost, every business it closed. Every relationship they start, it always broken. They don't know what it means to be happy. They don't know what it means to smile. Their lives, my Lord, is like this branch. There's no beauty in it. But I know through faith, you can change this. You can change the life of this person that is about to give up. Maybe you feel to commit suicide. Maybe it's about to run away from the family because financially speaking, it's very bad. Maybe because they lost the job, there's no food in the house. There's no money to pay the bills. But I know that you are God and you have power to raise up the life of this person. And in the name of Jesus, I minister strength for you that you feel hopeless. For you that right now your tears is running down your face because everything is broken in your life. And maybe you are even asking yourself, why me? That will not solve nothing by asking. I tell you now, receive strength. Strength to fight back because there is hope and there is faith. My Lord, in the name of your Son Jesus, I pray for those who are in the hospital, those behind bars, those, my Lord, that wherever they go, they fail. Strengthen them. In the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, thank you very much, my Lord, because you are God of beauty. And whoever put their faith in you, their lives will be beauty also. This is what I determine in the name of Jesus. Amen.
You received this prayer, and I believe that somehow tonight's program has helped you. Now, don't be deceived. Don't allow your heart to lie to you. Don't think that life will change by itself. The course of life will change things around you. No, it won't. You've got to do something about your life. You've got to take the due course of action. Things won't just happen by themselves. A lot of people, they fall into this trap. Oh, I will wait. You know, time will heal.
Yeah.
Time will heal my scars, which is so untrue because there are people now who've been feeling like this dry branch for 1, 2, 3 decades, and the problems are just worsening. You gotta do something. Take a step of faith, seek help, call us, and we'll be glad to help you. That's it for tonight. Stay safe. Bye-bye for now.
This program is brought to you by UCKG.